All right, so it's Friday, January 3rd. This is day one of my 5-day juice and smoothie fast. So it's my first day, it's my first time doing a 5-day fast. I've done 3-day juice fast. I've done 1, 2, and 3-day just strictly water fast. And I figured I can level up and do 5 days. So that's where I'm at. And I'm doing smoothies and not just juice because I can do that. I'm a bit further along. I'm kind of advanced in doing it. I've done it quite a few times. And so I figure I add some things to it. And plus I'm still pretty active and there's certain supplements that I want to have in my diet during the fast. Nothing like caffeine, but like real supplements. Like I went to the doctor. I had a blood test not too long ago, and like most people, especially black people, my vitamin D is low. It's particularly low, and you need vitamin D for all types of things. But mostly, what they don't tell you is you need vitamin D to help you digest and utilize a lot of the other minerals in your body. So I had to up my vitamin D. So I have to have these supplements, and I just want something a little more solid on my stomach while I'm using these supplements. I'm also using supplements like MCT oil or MCT powder, maca, all natural supplements. I don't do multivitamins. I can't gauge whether or not they work. I hear about how they're kind of BS, and they may be, but I can't gauge how much it helps or improves my health or wellness. So I just do natural specific supplements. So right now it's like 5:45 in the morning, 5:48 or so, because I wake up early so I can do things. And so I'm recording this video. Why would I start a fast on a Friday? So I don't really believe in waiting on things, especially things that I can control and I don't need to waste time. But also when you're fasting, you need like some idle time, and I have more idle or free time to like meditate and stuff like that during the weekends. So at least I'll have 2 days for me to spend as much time as I want alone or thinking, reflecting, or whatever during my fast. Also, when I have to go to the office, which is on, during regular weekdays now, being in the office actually raises my level of anxiety, which is a distraction for me, because not only will I be hungry during the fast, that distraction makes me want to eat more. Being in the office makes me want to eat. It makes me want to snack. All the discipline in the world. I have decent discipline, but when I'm in that cubicle, coding the stuff and doing the stuff that I do, it makes me want to snack. Sometimes a lot of the times the snacks are good snacks, like different types of pistachios or trail mix or dates and stuff like that, or some kind of fruit. But sometimes I have like chips or whatever it is, but I don't need to be snacking. So that cuts down the days that I will be distracted by that level of anxiety by being in the cubicle. That's a distraction. So you got to be able to control. When you're doing fast, you should do the best you can to minimize distractions. You do minimize distractions in life, period, but especially when you want to fast. So that's a way for me to control my level of distraction. Do my fast during the weekend when I can control how much interaction or how much anxiety and stuff that I have to encounter. All right, so let's get into, I'm going to show you what my smoothie is going to be for today and the juices that I'm going to have for the day. All right, so I have the activated charcoal lemonade for detoxing. I have celery juice. This is what I'm going to start with this morning. Okay. Then I have my green juice, which is like kale, apple, spinach, cucumber. I think I put a little bit of ginger in here. I didn't make it exactly like the Good Part and Company, my Green Mount juice. I added because I wanted to use the rest of the ingredients I had. So that's what's in here. This is like the Paradox juice. It's the beet juice. It's beet, apple, spinach, carrot. Beet, apple, spinach. There is carrot in here because I have more carrots. There's a little bit of ginger in here too. And then this is the orange, carrot, pineapple, turmeric, ginger. Okay, so these are the juices I'm going to have today. I'm going to start with the celery juice. I'm going to have this throughout the day. I'm going to have this as my kind of like a meal replacement. So that's 1, 2, 3.5. This is 12 ounces here. What I'm going to do with the green juice is, though, I'm actually going to use this with my smoothie. So my smoothie I have is going to be avocado. I'm going to take my vitamin D supplement when I have it, my MCT powder, and sea moss. 1 second. Let me grab the sea moss. Boom. Got my sea moss gel. Now, oh, and a banana. Just to make it, more fiber, adds more fiber, potassium, but it's going to make it, thicker. Now, typically you have a smoothie and you drink it immediately, but I'm going to try something different today because I have all these other juices to drink. And I like to start drinking the celery juice first on an empty stomach. I haven't eaten or drank anything yet since I've been awake around like 5:15 or so. I'm going to make the smoothie, go straight into the office and freeze it. And then I'm going to take it out the freezer about an hour before I'm ready to eat, which will be like 10 or 11 to have it. If I don't like it, then I won't do that again. But this is only 1 day in, and then I can make another smoothie for like dinner or something like that. I already have a pretty high metabolism, so that's why another reason why I made adjustments to doing juice and smoothies, because the kid gets hungry pretty fast, and I'm pretty active. I'm still going to go to the gym. I'm not going to go crazy hard, anything like that, but while I'm on this, over this 5 days. But yeah, so that's what I'm having in my smoothie. It's going to be a mix of my green juice, which is like the green mount, kale, apple, ginger, spinach, some celery, sea moss, avocado, banana, and MCT oil. Oh, also creatine. Now, when I was really getting into my plant-based diet, hold on, let me switch this camera view. So like I was saying, when I was really getting into my plant-based diet, I was coming fresh off my certification for holistic nutrition. And throughout the certification, they mentioned quite a few times that you want to eat everything, as close to raw as possible. Very little processed stuff. And I'm with that. And sometimes I still eat processed food. And I do, often enough, a few times a week at least. But I do cook most of my food. But it also mentioned not really using supplements. And so I was kind of big on the whole not using supplements thing. But as I got more into nutrition, I'm still pretty active in learning about how the body works and what things you actually use. And because I'm pretty into the whole, I'm into like performance and optimizing or maximizing my output. So I've started using supplements, but like I said, not multivitamins, just specifically things that help. So creatine is really, really good for everybody, but especially vegans and vegetarians, because we make creatine in our body, but you typically get it when you eat animal products like fish and stuff like that, actual animal meat, and I don't. So this is a great supplement, especially since I go to the gym and I do weight train. It helps with energy. It helps with boosting muscle mass, muscle recovery, and it helps your cells use energy. And I do a lot of desk work. I do a lot of thinking. I do designing. I do coding, and I do physical activity. Those cells that will use energy, that includes your brain. So creatine helps with your memory and the synapses that's going on in the nerves and cells in your brain for brain power. So along with the MCT oil and this creatine, I need that just for physical activity and for brain functionality, because that's what I'm into, and those are the things that I'm looking to optimize most of the time. I don't do this all the time, but I don't use these supplements every day. But sometimes I'm on my kick where I am on it like every day for 2 weeks. But I don't do it in like super high doses. especially for like creatine. It's like 3 to 5 grams of creatine a day, so I can build up my creatine stores, because like I don't run as much as I used to, but when I was running, my muscles would be tired, like I would feel burned out a lot, and I was losing weight too fast because, like I said, my metabolism is high, plant-based, and I'm not a very sedentary person. So anyway, I'm just looking out for myself, taking care of my body the best I know how. Actually listening to a doctor. I don't know everything. I'm not a doctor. I'm just a guy that knows a few things about nutrition, and I'm still learning about that. And as I learn, I share. So this is day 1, my 5-day juice and smoothie fast, and figured I'd share it with you all. Hope somebody learned something from this. I'll be recording some more things as the day goes on, and also sharing about what time it is that I'm having all of my juices and smoothies, and checking back in on day 2. See you then. All right, so here's my update of day 1 for my 5-day juice fast. I took note of when I had all my juices and how I was feeling throughout the day, so I'm gonna just read it off for you. So at 7, I had my celery juice, and I finished it around 7:45 or so. You don't really have to rush through your juices, and you're not supposed to. You're supposed to drink it similar to the pace at what you eat. So at about 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes maybe. Celery juice is really high in nutrients and minerals, so it's kind of dense. Like you can't really just like chug it away anyway, unless you're just like super thirsty and don't have anything else. But anyway, around 9, I started to feel weird. Like my stomach started feeling weird. My head was feeling funny. It felt similar to like nausea, but not really like bad. I wasn't nauseous. I just felt the same pressure kind of that you feel. So I don't know if that was like the celery juice like working through the toxins or my liver or what, but I did feel kind of weird. At 10, I had food cravings, but I didn't have hunger pains. It was just mental. Like I normally have a snack around. I'm normally eating up until around 10 because I wake up early, so I'll be eating like a smaller breakfast around 9:30, 10 at my desk. So then around 10:45, I started my second juice, which was the activated charcoal lemonade. That was cool. Nothing major happened after that other than me having to run back and forth to the bathroom. At 12:40, I had my smoothie, and it was frozen. I took it out around 11-ish, and it thawed out like I thought it would, and it wasn't. I used avocado. Avocado kind of turns brown and oxidizes when you leave it out. But since I had it frozen, it was pretty much similar to how it would be if I poured it straight from my blender. So the frozen smoothie thing works if you freeze it, within an hour of you preparing it. So that went pretty well. That held me over for quite a long time, actually. Like I wasn't hungry until later on, until about 5. But right around like 2:40, I did have like a French fry craving. Like I was craving fried food. And I don't really eat a lot of fried food. Really, only French fries, and only if I'm eating them out somewhere, because I bake all my fries and sweet potato fries and stuff at home. So at 5 o'clock, I started to feel hunger pains, and I know I was going through ketosis. That's when like your body is using fat cells for energy instead of the sugar and glucose and stuff that it would normally use. So it's kind of like, starting to tighten up, and that's what it is. So I'll do some research and share some more information on ketosis and what that is when you go through fasting. But it normally happens after 18 hours of not eating. And this is way past 18 hours at 5 p.m. So at 5:30, I had my 4th juice. I had the orange juice, which honestly is like my least favorite. It's orange, carrot, pineapple, turmeric, and ginger. So it's not bad. It's just my least favorite. I had that at 5:30. Then after that, I feel like I was weak, but really I wasn't physically weak. I just didn't feel like doing anything. I had a pretty busy day. So I didn't feel like doing that. So I just laid down. And I didn't want to make any moves or text or call. I didn't do nothing. I just laid around for a while and took a little bit of a nap. But part of that could have been, me being tired and burning more energy than I normally would and not having food to fill my body. All right, and at the end of the day, around 8:30, which is like dinner, I had my second smoothie. And that was cool. So it's about 9:30 right now, 9:20 actually right now. And I'm feeling pretty good. I'm used to the whole hunger feeling. Like around around like 3 or 4, I wanted food, but like I said, I didn't have hunger pains, but I knew I just wanted food. I feel like for me, it's most difficult for like dinner time because I went through so much of the day and not have food that I'm like really hungry. And in my mind, I'm hungry. My stomach is hungry, but you get used to the hunger pain and it kind of just like settles and it gets like, it's constant. You don't have like a rumbling stomach, and you don't have like sharp stomach pains. You just have an empty stomach feeling and you get used to it after a while. So this was day 1. It went by kind of fast. I think I'm going to be okay. I'm going to do some meditating or whatever later. But I did have a pretty busy day and I made it through just on juice. Like normally when I'm doing juice fast, I don't normally have really busy days when I'm moving around, but doing stuff with the shop, I had to make a bunch of trips. I had to go pick up paint. I had 2 meetings and a phone meeting. It was a lot. So really it was like mentally draining. But I do feel like I was a bit more sharp and crisp. I didn't really get sleepy today. So because I didn't have food, working hard to digest food. So I did feel a little bit sharper today. I actually did all of the tasks that I had on my to-do list for today. So I guess shout out to me for that. I also was mentally prepared for today. Like I knew I had a lot of stuff to do today and I knew I was doing my juice fast no matter what. So it all starts in your mind. So you can make it through if you already know what challenges are going to be. Or it's easy to make it through if you know what your challenges are going to be. All right, so that's the end of day 1. 3 juices, 2 smoothies. I woke up at 5, so I was drinking from 7 to 8. Oh, I also had water. I had about 50 ounces. I probably could have did a little bit more, but the juice is pretty filling, so I just don't feel like drinking water. But I need, they say you drink about half your body weight, so I could have did a little more than 50 ounces, but I didn't, and I don't feel bad about it. But you should be hydrating if you're doing the juice fast, so keep water around. I'm going to check in with y'all on day 2.